All right. Looks like we're live. We got Friday morning, November 12th, another day of options expiration. What do we got here? Hope everybody had a nice Veterans Day. I couldn't help it yesterday. I stayed up late watching what movie did we watch? Watched a movie with the kids the night before, and I was just too tired yesterday morning. Had the day off. Ended up sleeping in a little and then working on some of my dissertation and stuff all day. It was got a lot done. It was nice to kind of be off for the day. So sorry I missed everybody yesterday morning. But the last couple of days have just been absolutely crazy. AGC. I don't know if anyone's still in AGC. That thing ripped yesterday. Kind of saved my options portfolio. At least most of my other options plays were down big after the last 3 days. Kind of bloodbath this week, but AGC popped back yesterday pretty nicely and kind of saved me a little bit. Let's see here. All right. Let's take a look at let me see who's in here right now. 6'8 Spindrift, what's up? Good morning. Paul Jones says a little run for PROG would be a nice start to the weekend. Absolutely. And I want to talk about PROG too here in a second. But yeah, it's getting closer to max pain now, and it's starting to get frustrating. And I don't think the earnings were too bad. I mean, I know they missed, but we'll see. I mean, I've seen analyst price targets on PROG, anywhere from $2 to $12, but the average is around $6. So that's double where we're trading at now. But I'm not in this as a fundamental play. I'm in this as a squeeze play, and all those fundamentals are still there too. So as long as it's trading above max pain, I'm still in. Let's see here. Joey G says, good morning. Really need my support group to help me get through CLOV and PROG earnings. Yeah, well, CLOV is the crazy one because the earnings were great, and still getting manipulated. Brian Sanders, what's up? Good morning. Michael. La Clova Nostra, Sir Lucky Charms, what's up? Holiday Option, Junior Wills, good morning. Patrick Zane says, good morning, coach. Max Payne this week and next week for now. Yeah, so I think, let me see. Yeah, this week's 750. Next week is 8. And if we go out, there was one that was a lot higher. But these things are fluid, right? They change. I think it was the December chain was at 9. But it's fluid. Like by Monday morning, next week's chain could be 750. Just depends where the puts and calls are bought and the premiums that are paid and everything else. Soft Bunnies, what's up? Hope you're doing good too. JJ's in the house, what's up? Dan, Sly Dev, good morning. Shrimply. Jalen says, top thoughts on CLOV. Should I buy it open or wait to see it dips below 7? I don't know. I mean, for me, CLOV's a great buy where it's at right now. It's hard. It's so hard to try to time. I mean, shit, it's at 718. And who knows if it's gonna dip below 7, right? I mean, for me, I've always and I've said this many times, not just about CLOV. Like, if you're, looking for as a long term investment type thing, and you're not selling until this thing does pop and it takes off. I always kind of look at it like, what's the difference between 10 cents or whatever. Now, if I'm day trading, that's way different. then you have to look at, the best entry points and all that kind of stuff. But with cloves, it's kind of like a buy and hold type thing. To me, 718 where it's at right now is a steal. So it's hard to say. Um, but before we get into clove and all that, so there's a couple things I wanted to go over. So, well, first off, SNDL. Okay, I don't hold a position here. I wish I did, but it's popped yesterday in after hours off earnings. Um, this is a former, retail favorite, squeeze play, meme stock, status type stock. It was trading at about 68 cents. It's looking to open at 95, somewhere around there. If we look at the daily chart, I think the float on this is about 2 billion. Typically trades, where we at? Man, I'm tired this morning. I can't even find my damn my volume. Oh, there we go. 165 million, 65 million, 112. So kind of in that range, 209. But anyways, this morning we're already seeing 68 million in volume. And I think this is gonna run. I was looking at Ortex data this morning. Just because I knew that this was a former, squeeze play, meme stock, status type thing. And the numbers aren't bad. You're looking at, and let me make this bigger. 15% short interest. Cost to borrow, anything above 1 or 2 is starting to creep up. It's at 6.7, but utilization's high. And yeah, these aren't like the type of numbers that we typically look for in squeeze plays. But when you have a stock, right now it's looking to open up somewhere around here. That's above way a lot of resistance. Obviously, it could try to fill the gap down. But if it starts moving today and rips past this 130 to 140 level, previous highs of $4, $3.96. And then I was taking a look at the option chain on this one, and 2 billion float's pretty big, but we're right near this dollar strike. And this is for this Friday, 106,000 open interest at $1. Next week, 147,000 open interest at $1, meaning 34. So once this thing does, if it passes 1, I'm not saying it's going to squeeze up to $4 or anything like that. I really have no idea, but I think it could get pretty interesting. So this is definitely one that I'm going to keep my eye on today. Kind of look for some opportunities to jump in and out, and just kind of make some money on the volatility. The other thing too is, and I really want to stress that, like, I'm not saying, oh, buy it now, it's going up. Who knows, right? I don't hold any position right now. I'll be playing this. Like, I wish I would have, I can't even buy back here, but these are the type of moves that I'm looking for. Cross above the 50 SMA with the 9 and 20, 9 trading over the 20. That would have been an entry point. And then you get these nice moves. And I think we'll probably get the opportunity to see those. The same thing yesterday. Obviously, this was earnings. I wouldn't have been in on this anyways, but 72, meaning you get a pop up to what, 88. So this is one that I'm going to be looking to kind of jump in and out of, not playing options on it. IV's through the roof, and it doesn't really make sense when you look at the chain, and it's spread out in 50-cent increments. But this has a lot of potential today. So Sundial, that's one that I'll be watching. And shit, it could take off and run up to, all-time highs. So that's why, this one will definitely be on my radar. See, Dennis D says coach was getting worried you're gonna miss 2 days in a row. Nah, I don't think I've done that ever. I know the last month, the football season and everything else has been kind of hard, and I've probably missed more since I started streaming back in late May or whatever. Um, I think the month of November, just the last 12 days or maybe late October, it's probably been, you know, I've probably missed the most streams. But last week I think was the worst. I think did I miss two last week or three? I don't know. But nah, I don't like doing that either, because then when I don't, I know I've said this before, it's like, I'm doing this because I'm having fun and I'm going to be sitting here evaluating these stocks anyway. So it's just fun for me to sit here and do it, and feel like I got some company. Um, and then when I don't do it, not only do I miss kind of interacting with you guys and everything, but I also feel like I'm not prepared for the day, to get in and make some trades and everything. Wes Hanson, what's up? Cuckoo Bird, the chief sandwich maker. Yeah, I got requested to make more sandwiches today too. Ghost, what's up? Ghost is in the house. Good morning. Ryan Renshaw. All right. So that was Sundial. SNDL. That's like the top one on my watch list. Let me see here. The other two that came up on my watch list today, for those of you that are going to be day trading a little bit, we got was it RLX? Yeah. So RLX closed yesterday at 449. Popped up to 535, 558 ish. Looks like the news behind that. Price target is $6, so it got an upgrade of. I don't know, that was a while back. Yeah, that was on November 1st. So shit, I don't know. Not sure. I'm not seeing any news behind this, but nice little bump in pre-market, and for some strange reason, their float size isn't coming up for me on Schwab. But if we look at relative volume, looks like typically this thing's been trading at around, that's 6 million volume, 10 million volume. So, somewhere in that range, like maybe 4 to 10 million. And just in the recent days, and right now it's already seeing almost 5 million, 4.8. So, this is one that I'll definitely be looking at. Also, that it's looking to open up above 5. If we come back and look in here, it's kind of been trading. We had this high up here of 7, here at 6. If we do see the gap up, it's going to start over here. That would be a nice break if it ends up getting above there. But either way, volatility, that's one I'll be looking at. I still think SDNL is going to offer more though. And then STRN's the other one. Looks like this has only been trading under this ticker symbol for 3 days. Low of 3, high of 512. Closed yesterday at 486, currently at 556. Volume on that one right now is 1.2 million. So that's the other one that popped up on my scanner. One more I'll throw in the mix too is NUZE. That was a big one from yesterday. That thing ran yesterday from 195 up to 750, before closing at 529. Dipped down this morning to 439, back up to 7. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity in here too. This one was crazy. I unfortunately did not get any piece of this. I know Al Trades was trading this yesterday, and I think Ghost was, L Train. They were all talking about it, but I missed out. I was I saw these gap ups. Got kind of nervous because it was just like, halt, halt, halt. And it's like, man, I don't want to jump in, and then it halts back down. But then it looks like it started getting a nice flow, and this thing started moving. So yeah, that's probably if I had to make a list of 4 that I wanted to keep an eye on today to day trade, it would be RLX, STRN, NUZE, and then of course SNDL. I think is going to be the big mover this morning. Let's see here. Risky Seeds, good morning. Jim Larson says, appreciate you, coach. Right on, man. I appreciate you guys too. Like, I wouldn't do this if people weren't coming in here. And I know I used to always be up looking at stuff and then start my stream, when the market opened or whatever. Now I don't have time to do it when the market opens. So I just figured, hey, I'll just stream while I'm looking in the morning. But like I said, I wouldn't be doing it if people weren't watching. So I'm glad you're appreciating it too. Michael says Ravens eliminated 2 more people last night. Damn. Let me check it out. I actually fell asleep during the Ravens game last night. I didn't even catch the end. Let's see here. Leaderboard. Scotty's out and Dan's out. Wow. Dan didn't mention that this morning. All right, so yeah, no more Scotty, no more Dan. Ago still rolling with 1 loss. Shrimply with 1 loss. Very Disturbed with 1 loss, and then we got Inspectron. Still has a mulligan left, so we're down to 4. All right, that's pretty awesome. I think I know I mentioned it too, but I definitely want to do something for March Madness. Maybe a bracket or something. But I was looking. I mean, they do same type of thing for NBA, and I know the season already started, but we could even do something like that too. I think it's like you pick 1 game a week, even though there's games every night. You just have to pick one. I think is the way that I saw it was set up, or they have different pools. So if you guys are interested, let me know. I'll set it up on this. This website's pretty cool. It's runyourpool.com. It's Ghost talking shit right now. What's he saying? When my Steelers beat the Lions, it's wraps. First place in the division. Finally, coach can keep his mouth shut about the AFC North. Yeah. They're still, I think, hold on. Let me just check this out real quick. That was crazy, though. Who would have thought that the Dolphins were gonna? There's just been the last 2 weeks has been crazy with upsets, just absolutely wrecking people. But man, I don't know. I could see from what I could see here, the Ravens are still in first place even after that loss last night. But yeah, the division record. So the Steelers win this week, 6-3, 2-1 in the division. They'll move into first place. I got you. Can they hold it though? I think they dropped an 8-0 lead last year. Was it 8? How many games did the Steelers start the season off in a row last year? I actually like the Steelers. I like seeing them win. I just, it's funny because, and I know I've told Ghost this, there's so many Steelers fans in the Bay Area that, when you have, or at least with me, I got friends that are fans of all these other teams, and you get together and you kind of like, talk mess to each other. And so I've always kind of had that camaraderie with some of my friends talking crap about the Steelers, and so I got to give Ghost a little bit of it too. But there's a weird amount of Steeler fans in the Bay Area, or at least in my area. Steelers and Cowboys. There we go, Michael. That's what I'm talking about. The refs gave the Steelers the game. Let's see. Oh no, our risky seed says the volume's low. Yeah. You know what's crazy too? Like San Diego, I went down to San Diego. There was a 49er bar, but there was a Steeler bar. I feel every city I've been to has a Steelers bar too. All right, so back to stocks. Let's see here. We got I guess I'll move into PROG because I know that's the one that on the Discord, even on like the video comments, everyone's been asking like, what's going on with PROG? Is PROG still a play? What are you thinking about it? For me, you know, I'm still in. My cost average was 220. I think I added on and traded a little bit in there. But I maintained that initial shares and then I'm still holding my options. So this is just an alert I set yesterday while I was at the movies. Um, but so for me, Max Payne is here, right? We were in this kind of stair stepping. We came down. We looked like we were ready to start moving back up. But this was also not only the earnings, but we're kind of in that market turn down. And I don't know. I mean, I hate to like not take profits when I was up huge, but this does still have bigger potential. So for me, I'm kind of looking for the home run on this play. And everyone's got to do what they got to do. But I still like the numbers, and I'll show those right now. My average is somewhere around here. I'm gonna wait and see if this holds above Max Payne. So Max Payne's 250. If all of a sudden we start going south of $3 and heading towards Max Payne, that'll tell me that market makers are in control, and I'll bail. But right now, I'm still in. If we look at Ortex data on it, and earnings weren't that bad either. Yeah, they missed, but like I said, analyst price targets on this I think are anywhere from $2 to 12, with an average of 6. And this is what drew me to the play, and it's still there, right? 34% short interest. We still have more than half the floats on loan. Cost to borrow still extremely high. Utilization still high. So, and then I haven't even looked at the option chain this morning, but I don't imagine. Yeah, there's not. I mean, for a float this size, that much open interest, which expires next week. I'm sticking around. Now losing 3 is gonna hurt. If it gets pushed below 3, you're gonna start seeing a lot of shares getting unwound here in the chain. But like I said, I'm sticking around right now. But I also have a lower cost basis. I think we got in originally when we started talking about this play was somewhere in here. Or could have been in here. But either way, my assumption is it's still going to go up, but I know everybody's cost basis is a little bit different. Let's see here. AGC. Oh, risky seeds. I just saw that. Days to cover. 0.59 is what it's showing right now. Days to cover on PROG. All right, so AGC. That's the other squeeze play I'm in right now. Looks like it's popping right. Oh shit, it's starting to run again. So yesterday was pretty big. I did sell half my position here, somewhere around here. I didn't time the top, but it was a couple of days ago. And I'm still holding on to the other half. I wish I was holding it all now. It's funny how the market works. Like yesterday, this thing, or 2 days ago, this thing came way down here, and I was pissed because my options were like worthless. The half that I didn't sell, and now yesterday we're at all newer highs, and it's still moving. What drew me to this play originally was it was, again, high short interest, trading above max pain, and with a potential catalyst. We haven't seen that catalyst yet. There's supposed to be a merger coming in Q4. They just had earnings, which ended up being the catalyst here that got this thing moving. But let's see. Max pain this morning is still at $11. Wow, it's really starting to rip. Let's see here. Vortex on this one. If it's anything like last time I checked yesterday, it actually looks a little more impressive than it did earlier in the week. So we got 33%. Still high days at DTC. As this is actually a lower volume play. Cost to borrow rising up. Utilization's almost maxed out. And then we look at the option chain here. So remember, the float size on AGC is a lot smaller. And this is why, when we were talking about this, 2 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago now, I was kind of saying like this could probably be another VIH BKKT. And I still believe that. So VIH was, I think, a 20 million float. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this one's 40 million. Okay, but it means it doesn't take a lot for the options chain to move it either, right? So right now, we're looking at quite a lot in here, buried in the money above 11. 20 would be a significant number. If all of a sudden this thing keeps pushing and breaks 20, if we start looking throughout the entire chain, 20 and 23 are some major strikes. Looks like January gives us some nice build up here to get through 19 and get some push. These are way out. Yeah. So, and it's got the high short interest. So it's not really like the ultimate gamma squeeze setup by any means. But I do think that, as interest keeps piling into this thing, if people keep loading up that chain, we could see some continuation and see this thing pop up to 30-ish. But right now, it's still got the high short interest. It's still got the momentum. I still think that, this one and PROG kind of offer the most right now from a squeeze perspective. Those are the two that I'm still in. Although, I'll talk about some other plays now. Let me see. Div by Zero says, how funny time in the market is. So they would go at 1340 and thought myself very smart. It's now at 1905. Yeah, it's that's why I like to scale in and out too, right? And that's, like I said, I sold half of my AGC. So I didn't sell it all. I saw that pop and it's like, okay, well, I feel like this thing has, and I didn't sell it half all at once either. I sold like 25% on the initial pop that day, and then I sold another 25% as it started coming down. So I'm out, with about half. Actually, it's probably less than half, because the way that I normally do it is I'll sell literally 25% of what's left. So if I have 100 call contracts, just because that's an easy number, I'll start off by selling 25. But now the next time that I sell, I got 75 left. I'll sell a quarter of that. Not another 25, but a quarter. 25% of 75. And keep doing that. That way I'm still holding a nice big position on the way up. Kenneth Wallace, what's up? Buenos dias. Michael says DraftKings great entry price. Yeah, all right, AGC's down here for anyone watching it. This is CLOV. This is PROG. PROG not doing much right now. DraftKings, that's a long-term swing for me. I still think it's I mean, this is a line that I drew a while back. This all-time low is 39.93. I was just talking to my neighbor last night about this. Like, I still think DraftKings is looking strong as a play through February. However, if it cuts below this all-time low, I'll probably look to exit and enter back in once it shows some a reversal. Just because I don't want to see this thing fall. Um, you know, trying to find a bottom because this is the all-time low down here from what I could tell. Let me see here. Oh no, I'm tripping. Yeah, I needed to look back a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. So this would still though kind of be like a support line that if it broke here, then I would see it kind of dropping down to 35. Um, and break there, maybe find support down here at 31. So yeah, I'm hoping it can hold there, and if it can, and it starts to reverse, I'm probably even going to add on to my position. But and it looks like it's starting to reverse right now. I think it was just a mixture of earnings and the way the market's been this whole week. Everything's been kind of moving in the wrong direction. Louis, what's up? Michelle, good morning. I am Ghost says anticipating a nice pop when the merger gets announced. In a perfect world, it happens next week. Okay. Meme Ticker Watch says check AGC. I got it right down here in the bottom. Ortex data is still looking. We just went over it about like 5 minutes ago. But Ortex looking great. Option chain, I think, gets interesting if we pass 20. Yeah, I'm still holding half my position, looking pretty good. So in terms of future plays, just while we're sitting here, talking, there was a couple that I brought up. I had brought up last week Btbt and Skills as kind of like potential candidates for, ones that I would want to maybe look to get into once we kind of finish. Looks like it's consolidating right now too. Maybe once like the AGC play ends, or PROG, and kind of move my money into another, candidate that I think has some squeeze potential. So Btbt was one. And max pain on this one is 12. And so for me, I want to see this thing like close probably up here at 1250 or 13 before I enter a position, or potentially, but it also looks like it's going to have a breakout soon too, just looking at this. I just wouldn't want to get pinned, but we're seeing on a technical standpoint, higher lows, lower highs, and it's kind of it's really consolidating here. If this thing breaks out, we're right at that max pain level. Look at the Ortex data on this one. It's not bad. 27%. Cost of borrows through the roof. Utilization's picking up. Let me see. Yeah, ecom. That's the first thing I said when I got on here. And I think I had it over here on the big one, and I started talking. Here's Sundial right here. I'll put that on the top right now because PROG's not moving much. And then, just so you know, so the other ones that I think, that I'm watching today, ecom is RLX, STRN, and then NUZE, just because it was a runner yesterday. So I'll be watching those four, but I think Sundial is going to offer the most opportunity, and it looks like it might be getting ready to make another move above the 50 here in a second. So Sundial gets interesting above $1. There's a lot of open interest on that option chain. So Btbt, I could see this being like maybe the next big squeeze play. You know, that's where I'm going to start maybe loading some money. Because it's $12, I don't know that now, everyone you do what you want. If you want to play this based off the technical analysis, you can open a position now too, but I mean, it could end up breaking down the opposite direction as well. What I've been doing lately is forfeiting, these gains here and getting in after I'm confident that we're above max pain. And so, I might look to enter here around 13ish, and then play it because it does have some potential there. It's got the short interest set up. If we look at the options chain on that, this float size, I always like to look at the float size when we start talking options, just because I'm not looking at the chain to necessarily make a play on options. I'm looking at it to see how much the options chain has the potential to move it. So BTBT's float is 43 million. Which means really you'd want to see maybe like 5,000 shares outweighing or calls outweighing puts. And you look at next month, November 12th or November 19th, 37,000 at the 12.50 strike. 24,000 at the $15 strike. So you got some big numbers in there. Okay. Now, that being said, and this is another reason why I don't want to even enter into this play until it crosses 12.50. More often than not, market makers are not going to let this thing pass. Okay. So that's really, to play this now, very risky. As it's crossing 12.50 and it breaks above 12.50, this is a nice play. So, actually, I thought I did this already, but I didn't. I'm going to create an alert. There we go. All right, so BTBT's one. The other one that I really like right now, as a squeeze play is Skills. Hit a low of 797 on the year and started creeping up. It just crossed above the 50 SMA, which is usually a bullish signal. So it's kind of got all this, technical stuff going for it. But all right, Dan, I'll see you later. I just seen you say you're taking off. Thanks for joining, man. But if we look at the short interest here, it's decent. It's starting to pick up 21%. Cost to borrow is picking up. Utilization's up. And I like Skills kind of from a fundamental standpoint too. This is a play that technicals, fundamentals, everything else, trading way down here. Recent highs or previous highs of 46. Just beat on earnings too. I can see if this thing starts running, it'll start moving and potentially end up becoming a squeeze play, as it's 21% short interest is still decent. So that's another one that I'm keeping my eye on still. And max pain on that right now is 1150. It's still trading above that level. So another one that I'll be looking at. But let's see. Dev says holding $1 sundial 121 cents a month. Do you think it's worth holding or selling and locking profits? I don't have a position in sundial right now, so I'm going to be looking to trade this one today. I was looking at the option chain. There's a ton of open interest at $1. If it can cross $1, I think it has room. It has potential to pop and really get some momentum. And then same thing if it crosses $1.50. I also don't know how many you own or what your profit mark, like how much you're up right now. If I owned multiple contracts and I was up pretty big on them, I would probably maybe start scaling out. Start taking some profits. But if I only own like one or two contracts and they were up maybe 20-30%, I'd probably hold, because this thing really looks like it wants to break $1. And once it breaks $1, I think it could move. So yeah, it's really hard to say. It's like and without knowing how much you're up, and how many you have, it's even harder. But my own personal, like, that's the way I would play it. If I was up already more than 30-40%, I'd probably start scaling out, but still holding on to the majority of them, because maybe my own greed. I feel like it's going to go above $1, and really start moving. Turks, what's up? I saw Hut went wild. Was that yesterday? Hut was going crazy. Oh, yesterday in pre-market. That's what it was. Yeah, I wasn't up, but there we go. Yeah. No, Hut's been ripping lately. Good morning, coach. Still holding PROG. I think they have potential after 11:19 if they cover those calls. Yeah, well, what happens with that though too is, you get this loaded option chain. Calls only. I mean, they'll be hedged, right? Let me just pull this up. So the way I consider it is this. All these calls that are in the money here are already mostly bought up, right? But then what happens is, all these calls here, you could see, like, 13%, 14%. That's just kind of a rough number to figure it out. It looks like Sundial is breaking out right now too. Let's see. But all of these are going to get sold, while all of these simultaneously are going to get bought, so that on the options expiration, this will all be 100% bought. These will all be zeroed out. And so it may end up evening out, because there's a lot out here. Now, again, I'm not saying PROG's a dead play after November. Like, usually what happens too is a lot of this open interest will start shifting into here, and you'll start seeing it load up again, especially since there's only monthlies available. But I still think PROG has some room to pop between now and next Friday. I mean, I'm still holding my contracts right now. But it is dipping lower, down to 3 right now. Look at Ecom. That's what, what? I was kicking myself yesterday, because I wasn't even like really watching the markets at all. And these contracts yesterday, 2 cents. um, you know, that's insane. I was looking at that last night, and I'm like, man, with earnings and everything else, why didn't I just grab some of those for $2 a piece? I'm really interested to see what that opens up at this morning. You know, I would imagine that, sitting right there, IV's already through the roof. We're probably gonna see that those contracts. Good for you. I'm happy for you, Ecom. Zip Jester, what's up? Good morning. Rick says been waiting for Sundial to move all year. Am I on? I gotta start turning off Top Chat. All right, there we go. I always forget to change it. Ghost says NUZE is popping again. I'm gonna move this out. Let's see. Oh yeah. So anyone joining late, the watch list today for me is SNDL, NUCE, also STRN and RLX. But I really think these two are probably going to be the ones that offer the most movement today. All right, so the last play. Well, really, I should recap too. I know I'm sitting here talking about all these tickers. In terms of like squeeze plays, right now I'm just in PROG and AGC. I'm keeping an eye on Btbt and skills. Those are kind of where I was thinking that the next, where I would move PROG and AGC profits into. But this morning, Blink, and I know Ghost is in here. This is one that he's already, I believe, in a long-term swing on. But Blink just had earnings, popped up to 41. It's moving right now. If we look at the daily chart here, bullish crossover recently. It's trended in the right direction. Looks like maybe even like a double bottom right here is what kind of got this thing moving. But anyways, trading at 35. Okay. First thing I always want to check is where max pain is. Blink has weeklies, so it's a little bit different, right? $34 for this week. We're trading at 38 right now. Just, keep in mind. $32 next week. 32 the week after that. So it's trading above max pain. It's kind of broke past that threshold. That's one thing that I like. We look at the options chain. It's pretty loaded up. Okay, the float size on this is 36 million. It doesn't take a lot to move it. And you already have a lot going on here, that could move it. There's some nice continuation up to 42. Chain extends to 60. Go to the monthlies, and we start seeing some nice strikes at 40. Again at 46, 50. So there's the option chain looks pretty solid. I'll show you what it looks like on Tradie Ticks in a second too. So this came up on one of my little scans for like squeeze plays. And like I said, whenever I kind of see these, I always, first thing I'll look at is max pain, then evaluate the option chain. That's kind of how I've, came across PROG and AGC, and why I decided not to play some of the other ones like ADER and BBIG and everything else. Well, BLNK is there, 37% short interest. Cost to borrow is rising, 100% utilization. I think this one, it's time to kind of put it into the conversation with AGC and PROG. Like, I think this one's going to move now. So I'm going to be entering into a position today on BLNK, kind of moving it ahead of those other two. I think that, this thing could start moving pretty quick. Especially since it's seeing volume right now and the increase and stuff. So BLNK is one that I'm looking to get into right away. In terms of options on it, for me, I'm looking at January just to give me some time. IV's relatively low, 109%. Even the December 31st weekly, 65%. It looks like these strikes just got added, so you can't even get them until later on today, until we open up. But yeah, I'm probably looking to go out here and probably get somewhere around this $50 strike. It's not too expensive right now, 109%. That's where I'm looking. It's a 0.29 delta. It's not too far off. We're trading at 38 right now. It's giving me a little over 2 months. Typically, when I like to play, 6 to 9 months is where I'd want to be, or at least 3 to 6. Which March is a little bit, I guess gives us more time. But now when you look at the delta on the Marches, I'd be over here, I guess, 55. It just depends what you want to pay. How much more are you willing to pay for um, that extra time? That actually might work too, even to go to the 50, pay an extra dollar. So yeah, IV still relatively cheap on this one, to where I think it's worth paying for the calls. If it wasn't, I'd be going shares. But the other thing that I like about this too is just, you zoom out. We're trading at 35 right now. All-time highs are 65. And we're looking to buy a strike somewhere around here. And again, you don't need to even get to that point. You buy a $50 call here, and even if it hits resistance at 44, you're going to be able to profit some on that. But I really think that with the short squeeze, potential, the option chain potential, I'm thinking this thing has room to probably blow out the chain or get close to it. And in some cases, the chain runs to 90. So yeah, BLNK, I'm going to start moving into today. Hopefully AGC continues popping today. Where we at with that? Looks like it topped out at 18 and now it's down to 1730. This is AGC down here. I'm hoping I can get AGC to kind of finish off today, so I could start moving some of those profits into Blink. But that's what I'm looking to do. And you can see it's already kind of moving. So even that option pricing that I showed you is going to be elevated a little bit this morning, as the stock's looking to it's gapping up about 10% right now. Very disturbed. What's up? Good morning. We went over the pool a little while ago. 2 more people got eliminated, so it's down to 4, and you're one of them. Let's see here. Andy Smith, what's up? Yeah, I stayed up late on Wednesday night. Kids didn't have school Thursday, neither did I, so we kind of watched a couple movies. Just kind of we were up late, and I couldn't do it. Couldn't get up that early. All right, so I think we kind of reviewed almost everything. Anyone who's if you guys got any questions, man, shoot them in the chat. But from a day trading standpoint, today I'm looking at SNDL and NUZE. Those are the 2 I'll be watching. AGC is still moving. I'm really excited about that play, and I'm looking to start a position here in BLNK. Looks like they just got some news this morning too. Upgraded Roth Capital upgraded just now to $45 on BLNK. So yeah, I think this thing's gonna start moving for sure. I'm gonna try to grab some calls as soon as the market opens, while the IV's still cheap, and like I said, trading above max pain with a lot of squeeze potential. So and it looks like a decent fundamental play too, getting in at this point. So in terms of let me see. So AGC, PROG's kind of, I don't know, sitting right there around that $3 mark. If it loses 3, PROG's going to start looking pretty scary. I'm hoping we'll see a bounce back in the other direction today. No, isn't there some AMC news this morning too? think someone sent me a tweet. Just take a look here. I think AMC and GameStop and even, CLOV kind of seems to be tied to those two. When they start running, they run. And it did look like this was ready to pop. It was kind of breaking out, and GameStop looks the exact same. They both kind of, and then it seems like when the market kind of, over the last couple of days, I don't know. I don't know if the momentum was killed or if these things are ready to keep running. But AMC today did have some news announced this morning. Thinking about 1 a.m. it was. AMC begins accepting Bitcoin and Ethereum as online payments. Dogecoin is next. All right. So we'll see if that has any, provides any movement on the stock today too. I do have some AMC calls that I grabbed when I saw when I felt like the momentum was moving. That was a couple weeks ago, and I had it on last week. And I still think that that AMC and GameStop may pop a little bit. And IV was relatively cheap at the time, compared to what it had been in the past. So let's see what happens. Big bots. I love that my SNDL options say probability out of the money 100%. Yeah, they're about to. Oh, here's the other thing, right? Because of how loaded that $1 strike is, on multiple expiration dates, I would imagine you're gonna catch a ton of resistance. I haven't looked at level 2 on that, but I would imagine like right there at 100 or at $1. That's where like market makers and shorts are going to be like, nope, you ain't crossing this. Now, that being said, SNDL is a retail favorite, and I think you might see a lot of volume pouring into this thing today too, to help push it past 1. So this one's going to be exciting. I'm going to be watching this all day. Let's see here. Michael says drink some coffee. I can't. Oh, wait, I do got some more. I was going to say I can. I ran out, but I did add one more little sip in there. Danny White says not an AMC, but that's a smart business decision. Yeah, I'm not an AMC either. Like from a share perspective, I never have been. I just kind of jump in and out when I feel like the momentum's with it. And I thought we were kind of primed for another run, and that's why I got in. It looked like it made this break, and I was thinking, shit, we're gonna go, break this 52 and start moving, or at least get to the 52. But yeah, we'll see what that news does to it. I think I don't know. I don't even know enough about the movie theater business to know what they would need to do to kind of change their, I know that it's expensive to have all that real estate, especially right now with COVID, when things aren't, I'm sure the theaters aren't as packed as they used to be and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I know they're still trying to save themselves from bankruptcy too, but I do think that's a smart play, at least just even to get some, I don't know what it's going to do for their overall business model, but it might help the share price right now. The other big news too, I don't know if anyone noticed, because we didn't stream yesterday. Their CEO dumped like over 1 million shares. That was reported, I think, what are we in, Friday right now? So that was reported Wednesday night. And then the week before, there was a ton of insider selling. So, yeah, I don't know. It seems like every time they get these little pops, you see something to kind of kill the momentum, and it's usually coming from the company itself, which would be pretty frustrating if I was a long-term holder in it. But I'm not, and that's why I'm not. I like to jump. I like to get in and get out. Uh, then it says, when I look at Thinkorswim, all of my options that have had their earnings this month show the estimated and the actual except CLOV. What tab are you on? Oh, all my positions. Okay. I don't know. I know if you go over to, is it Analyze? I think it's this Analyze tab. And then Fundamentals or Earnings. Where we at? A lot of times I'll come in here, and then you could look and see, like, on the current, you can get all the different, kind of statistics in here, and then it'll show you back like each quarter and everything. You can even go annually, but usually I look in this area. Oh, the monitor tab. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. See if I can figure that out. I think I know what you're talking about though. Or even it's kind of the same thing that shows up down here too, right? I mean, are you seeing this down at the bottom? So it's showing, like, if I hover over any earnings, it'll show, minus 17 cents on August 11th. And then what time it was at, and then if I come over here, oh yeah, that's just the estimate. No shit. So they haven't locked it in yet. Huh. All right, there's CLOV. Looks like news is starting to move. NUZE is starting to move right now. I'm gonna check my scanner too and see if anything else pops up this morning. Ghost is saying check DATs. Oh. All right. Jason, what's up? You're my boy Blue. DATS report sponsorship of Breakfast Club. Man, you just reminded me, Ghost, that I even have that DATS app. I haven't been on there. I gotta look and see if let me see. Yeah, so Venture, buddy of mine, he was like, yeah, come check out the DATS app, and all this. This was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so I downloaded the app, and I'm not big on social media anyways, but like I said, I don't even know. I haven't been on there to even see if anyone's been using it. Because that day when we first got it, I was like all over it. We were, talking back and forth, and okay, looks like PROG might be moving a little bit. So anyway, so I downloaded the app. It's got some pretty cool features and stuff. And I think the speculation on that is that with DWAC, if they got all this money now, right, with the IPO. That's the one that's going to be the Trump Media Group, and they said that they wanted to develop all these social media platforms. And so, if instead of developing cash on hand, go out and acquire. So I think that's the idea, the thought process behind it. Is that that could be a potential acquisition company, DATS. But yeah, it looks like PROG's getting a little bit of movement right now. Let's see what's going on there. no news or nothing. Just a little bit of uptick. News is moving. SNDL is looking to cross over again. Looks like AGC kind of fell off. Back down to, below where it opened yesterday. So should be pretty excited. All right. Now I just Michael says, where's Scotty? That's what I got distracted. I went and texted him real quick. So he's on the train. He's not going to be able to make it. Unfortunately. I know I haven't had my, Scotty hasn't been on in a while, right? I think last Friday I didn't do the show. That was my fault. I slept in. The week before, Scotty was busy with work, so we've been kind of missing each other. But this will be 3 weeks in a row. Maybe Scotty will jump in the chat or something. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so PROG making a little bit of a move. It looks like the market overall too. And now this can go either way, but like with this, there we go. Scotty, what's up? I was thinking maybe Scotty didn't want to show up because he took the Ravens last night and got eliminated from the pool. I'm sorry to hear about that, Scotty. I woke up this morning, man, and looked, and it was you and Dan got knocked out. But that's terrible though. That's more terrible than my loss with the the Raiders versus the Giants. I could see the Raiders getting upset. I thought there was no way that the Ravens would have lost that game last night. I think that was a solid pick. Yeah, we're missing you too, Scotty. So we're down, like I said, we're down to 4 people left. Inspectron, Very Disturbed, Shrimply, and Ago. Inspectron is the only one who has no mulligans getting used yet. Looks like, where we at? Oh, Michael said he got knocked out by the Ravens too. All right. What time we got here? So I'm probably going to get off for a couple minutes here. Just looking around the market. The SPY starting to roll back up, right? But it's going to be a gap up. Sometimes when we see these gap ups, you have the ability to kind of come down. Or we've seen these gap ups turn into like monstrous green days, so let me get rid of this VWAP real quick so we can see it a little clearer. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't. We've had some times where we get these gap ups and then it keeps ripping, or we might see a early morning drop. So I mean, obviously anything can happen, but I guess what I'm getting at is this was a really bloody 3 days in the market, really a week. Yesterday we saw some stuff reversing, but these dips happen quite often, all the way up, dip, rebound, dip, rebound. So we got a little bit of a dip right now. We're still, I would say looking pretty decent. I'm expecting this thing to reverse and pop back out. It is looking to open right now at 465-ish. So just a little bit up. And that might provide some nice boosts coming in at the open too. Let's see. Scotty said, my buddy is hot on the SNDL. I think they have earnings call at 10:30. Is it worth a look on a day trade? Maybe swing trade. Yeah, so that's what we've been talking about all morning, man. So the earnings came in yesterday after hours. So I think they already happened. The call is gonna be this morning. But yeah, this thing's ripping right now, and I'm looking at, for me, as a day trade. I don't know about a swing, just because you know who knows with these like highly manipulated stocks and stuff. It's already up. What? Um, Shit, is that 30%? I'm just doing quick math. Looks like about 30% or more off of yesterday's close. So I'm just gonna be looking for these crossovers. Anytime you kind of get these, play it, and I really think that $1 is gonna be heavy resistance. You could see it, even that's where it got kind of topped out earlier this morning, because of the options chain. But if it breaks through there, I think it could fly. So yeah, I'll just be looking at it from a day trade perspective. All right, so we got Sundial News, AGC. Yeah, I was just looking around before I take off, just to see, if there was anything else moving or worth kind of discussing right now. PROG did shoot up a little bit a little while ago, right before we moved over to the SPY. I'd like to see PROG stay off that $3 level. We need to get back up above 350. And definitely not fall below 3, where this play might be over. All right, guys. Well, 6:15. Thank you, everybody. I am the official sandwich maker in the house now, so I need to go get the kids lunches packed and everything, and get it this whole school year my wife's been making all the lunches and everything, and she still is, but now the kids are requesting me to make the sandwiches. So got to go take care of that before they get off for school. So thank you guys again. Have a great weekend. Max pain today for CLOV before I sign off is 750. We're trading well below that right now. We absolutely smashed earnings. I don't know what else to say, but buy it while it's low. That's my take right now, because at some point this thing's gonna reverse, and I don't think it's gonna be down here. Once it starts reversing, it's gonna take off. And my conviction in this stock is can't be any higher right now. I mean, in terms of the company and fundamentally and everything else, nothing's changed. I still think this is gonna be I think it's worth 20 to 30 right now. I think it's going to be trading in triple digits one day. This really is like a Tesla and Amazon, something like that. That's the way I feel about this. It's a disruptor. And yeah, it's $7.20. So like I said, buy it while it's cheap. You guys have a good weekend. Cuckoo Bird, Michael, Scotty, Very Disturbed, Zip Jester, JJ, everybody, have a great weekend. Everyone else who I didn't mention that's still in here, thank you guys. I'll see you on Monday.